All right guys, today I've come down to Trafford Golf Centre, my old home, the driving range, because if you've been watching the channel recently, certainly the long form content when I'm doing Break 75 or some of the scrambles I've been doing more recently, you'll notice two things. Number one, my putting has been pretty good. I've been very impressed with that. Number two, my long game's been pretty dire. So I need to practice. I've not practiced much recently, so I've come down here to the driving range and using Top Tracer technology, I'm going to show you how I practice, how I improve my game, and hopefully you can pick up some tips that will help improve your game also. Right, it's time to grind. I need to get my full swing back in tip-top condition. Now for me, I love using technology when I practice. I love using Top Tracer. It's the #1 in range technology, and worldwide now there's 800 driving range with Top Tracers. So if you've not tried it yet, I would definitely recommend it. It helps practice and it makes it much more enjoyable. So the first thing I'm going to do is warm up. It's important before a practice session. So the first thing I like to do, hit some wedge shots, warm up, just to get into the flow of things. I've not got loads of golf balls either. For me, a practice session isn't about quantity, it's about quality. And I'm going to split this practice session up into 3 main parts. Warm up, technique, and then challenges. So warm up first. I'm going to hit about 10-15 shots just to get loose. In this stage, I'm not really thinking about a great deal. I'm just trying to work a little bit on strike. I see so many times the first club pulled out of the bag at a driving range is a driver, something really long. Let's not do that. Warm into your practice. Make sure, one, because you don't want to cause any injuries, and also just grabbing driver isn't the best use of time. So I'm going to hit a couple of wedges and then work my way up through the set. Now, things that I'm really wanting to work on today is strike. I feel like I've been thinning and fatting a lot of shots, so I'm going to monitor that. And I can use Top Tracer by looking at how far I'm carrying the shot to know how well I'm striking it. For example, I'm at the 9-iron here. A good struck 9-iron for me should be going about 150 yards. And also, I'm going to work on direction. I've been losing far too many shots to the right and also occasionally overdrawing it. So we need to neutralize that out and get hitting it straighter. Again, using Top Tracer, I can see that on the monitor, the ball flight and how it's flying and how I can continue to improve it. That one didn't feel like a terrible strike, but it's leaked out to the right again. And yeah, that's only carried 136 yards. I've definitely lost centerness of strike and a bit of speed as well. So that's something I need to work on today. Like I said, just warming up at the moment. I'm definitely noticing that the first few shots leaking out to the right, that one was much straighter. Now I'm getting flat carry, 130 yards, but something I have to be clever about today, and also this is really important when using technology at driving range, it's a little bit windy, it's like slightly into wind. And it's actually great to learn how far you'll hit clubs and how much the wind does affect the shot as well. The strikes there weren't perfect, but again, I'm just in warm-up mode at the moment. I'm going to hit 3 more longer clubs, and then we're going to start to really work on technique. That's the bad strike. Okay, so that is kind of warm-up complete. There's a couple of things I'm definitely identifying there. A lot of shots leaking right, which I've seen on the golf course as well, and just inconsistent strikes. So what I'm going to do now is start to work more on technique. There's a couple of things, checkpoints, that I like to work on, things like alignment, ball position, and club face in the takeaway. They are my tendencies and things that I constantly need to be working on. It's worthwhile going and seeing a golf coach, working out what your tendencies are, so that when you come down to the range, it's not time wasted. Or watch some of the instruction videos I put out on YouTube, try and pick up a couple of tips and hints, so you've got some objectives when you go and practice. So this is where I go a little bit more serious. And it's really interesting, the blend between technology. Technology is great at a driving range, but don't be tempted just to hit long drive and smack it as hard as you can. Try and get something out of your practice session every single time. So to start things off, going into practice mode, I've selected 7 iron, that's the club I'm hitting. I'm gonna hit 5 shots and it'll actually give me a dispersion and a consistency. Let's see how I start and then see if we can improve on it. I think it's important here as well, when you're working on certain shots, not just to be on a driving range whacking shots as quick as you can, like go through a bit of a routine, like pick your line, see what flight you're gonna hit, because that's what you do on the golf course inevitably. And also, just to help me, I've just put a club down for alignment. I'm going to aim over the red flag that's on that island green, making sure my alignment is correct. Ball position is just in front of centre. And like I say, just in my takeaway, I feel like at the moment I've been opening the club up too much. I'm going to focus on keeping the club face pointing down to the ground a touch more, controlling these wrist angles. Not bad, still a little bit leaky right. That was much better. That was really nice. I think I can strike it better than that one, but direction was perfect. Really nice. Good strike and really good direction. They're the ones I need a lot more of. That felt really good. So looking on Top Tracer here, after those 5 shots, my consistency is 71%, which isn't horrendous, but obviously I need to be much higher than that. What's interesting, my left to right dispersion's actually not bad. What some golfers will miss, and I do this myself, is the front to back dispersion's quite a bit. My shortest carry was 148 yards, and that might have been straight, but I know I didn't strike it well. My longest carry was 170. So I need to work more on strike. Direction's getting there, strike is what's needed next. So I'm gonna hit another 5 shots now, still working on those elements of the club face because that definitely was hitting the ball straighter. And I need to work on strike. How I do that is sometimes I'll get to the bottom of my swing and almost kind of flick it on the way up, which is a bad thing. What I'm gonna work on now is making sure I get that compression of that shaft leaning forward and that weight rotating around my left foot. What's interesting here though, even though obviously I've got the luxury of being able to use Top Tracer here to see flight and distance and dispersion, if you've not got technology, you can also see that with your eyes. It's harder to tell, granted, but you can still see if you're not hitting the ball quite as far and then you'll bomb one further. Keep an eye out for where the ball is landing in line with your direction, but also short and long of it. It's really important that. Let's see if we can get higher than 71%. Oh, so nice. Oh, isn't it nice when you hit good shots? They feel so much better. Might have gone a little bit longer that one, but it feels better. Just notice as well how I'm rehearsing these movements, like almost exaggerating them. So when I come to the shot, I can embed them into my swing. Oh, I didn't quite catch that one as good. Ah, not terrible, but not quite as good as the first 2. Puts a bit of pressure on this as well, because I'm hitting these 5 shots and seeing what my consistency is. Kind of makes every single shot in practice count, and that is also really important. You want to be able to do these movements under pressure. You've got to practice them under pressure too. Oh, I've struck it well, but I didn't shut the face. Ah, that might have really affected my score. Okay, so slight improvement, 74%. Positives, my front to back dispersion was much better. That last shot, and I think one other one as well that leaked too far to the right, definitely affected my score that time. And it's really important when you come to practice, don't just focus on strike, also focus on direction and distance control. You know what's interesting there? I have improved by 3%, but I want more. I'm gonna go 5 more and see if I can get 80%. And again, this is the benefit I found since using technology. It kind of almost makes it a game. It's like a competition. We need 80%. Come on, I can do it. I know I can. Okay, one more, come on, feeling positive. Nice. Yeah, really nice. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. It's not perfect yet, obviously, but already in a very short window, I've gained 10% of consistency. I'll tell you a quick story. When I was coaching here at Trafford, I was coaching this incredible young talent. He was playing off about +2 or 3. And he always used to make changes really quickly. And I asked him one day, I said, how do you change things really quickly? He says, whatever you tell me to do, Rick, I double the exaggeration. So if you tell me to lean the club forward a little bit, I lean it forward a lot. And that's kind of what I was doing then. You want to make changes, feel and real is very different. You've got to exaggerate the changes and they'll move slightly. It's a little top tip there. Okay, last part of a practice session has to be fun. So, using the top tracer, I'm going to go onto virtual golf. Oh, where should I play? Let's play Pebble Beach. I'm going to go custom. I'm going to play the 7th, the 6th, 7th, and 18th. 3 holes, see what I can score. As a kid growing up practicing, I would do this all the time at the driving range, like pretend I'm playing certain holes. The fact now I've actually got a monitor there that's doing it for me makes a huge amount of difference. You can visually see it a lot better. So, puts a bit of pressure on. Let's see if we can shoot no more than 1 over for these 3 holes. Ideally less, but let's go with 1 over. 2 par 5s and a par 3. Oh, mega start. A1 position. Okay, second shot up the hill, 254 yards. Left is my friend. So again, a bit like real golf, it makes you think and question the shot rather than just smacking it at a driving range into an empty field. You've got something to kind of focus on. So left side is good. Anything that stays straight is bang on the flag. Yeah, I've gone left, I've gone safe. That should be absolutely fine. This is what's good when you actually play a hole, a virtual hole or an imaginary hole. It makes you hit different shots. We've got a little 34-yard chip here. Just going to chip it down to that, short of that yellow flag. Too short. Yeah, a bit too soft there. I could have been a lot more aggressive. Okay. Because obviously putting isn't ideal at a driving range. Top tracer, which is good, again, certainly an area that I need to improve on. You have to pitch, and the closer you get to a certain flag, means whether you're going to make a par or a birdie or a bogey. So I'm going to go to the green flag, 64 yards. Get good. Get good. Oh! Didn't carry it far enough. Silly bogey. Oh, never mind. Right, par 3 down the hill, 107 yards, but playing 28 feet downhill. Oh, I've pulled it, and I think it's long. I might be in the water. Oh, not too bad. Pin high, slightly left. We go to the green flag again. Come on. Let's see if we can get it closer for a birdie here. Get good. That should be good. Oh, it was so close for a birdie. Easy par, 1 over, 1 to play. And you know what, even before I finished this last hole, this has been a productive practice session. I've not had to hit 150, 200 golf balls. I've hit a good quantity of golf balls with the right amount of quality, working on technique and then working on a real kind of challenge gameplay, putting a bit of pressure on myself. It's definitely worthwhile mixing your practice up and having that variety, because otherwise if you just beat balls, you're not really going to improve. Right, last hole, par 5. I can't go left. Again, it makes you think, I've got to keep this to the right side. I'm going to really put all my focus on this tee shot. Okay, I'm going to try and hit a little fade off the side of the water. Cut one back in. It's definitely cut. Hopefully not too much. Yeah, it's not terrible, not perfect, but I'm safe. So I'm gonna lay up on this one. I'm gonna try and pitch it probably about 180 yards and then leave myself a shorter iron in. This is where I can hit the shots I've been practicing on today, those really compressed, well-struck iron shots. 6 iron in hand. Oh, I didn't quite shut the face going back, but good strike. Yeah, I've leaked it into the rough, but only a short iron shot left in. Come on, I need good strike and good club face. Go on then, get there, ball. Yes, nicely on board. Got this for birdie. To finish with a birdie and shoot level par. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Definitely, if you can, go to one of the 800 Top Tracer driving ranges around the world and check out Top Tracer yourself, the #1 in range technology. Last shot, 64 yards. Got to get it close to make a birdie. Come on, Rick. Go, I think it's short. Ah. A measly par to finish. Definitely next time I'll be down at the driving range working on my wedges. Thanks for watching, see you soon, and get practicing. It'll make a big difference.